Human civilization has evolved and developed over nearly 10,000 years, and painting techniques and concepts are constantly evolving too. Drawing tools have evolved from paper and pen to digital drawing products. The constant is, mankind never stops imagining. Creative imagination is a source of artistic inspiration. And humans crave to be nourished by that inspiration. Artists, let your imagination run wild. With the creative tool in your hand, showcase your inspiration. Never stop imagining. Inspiration is everywhere.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Pen Display 16 launch. I'm Michael Thompson and I'm the head of product at Xencelabs. I'm proud to lead the team that's bringing you our new and exciting pen display. From the beginning, Xencelabs was established to provide best-in-class drawing solutions for professional creatives. We were founded in 2019 by a team of experts with over 30 years of experience that spans varied disciplines from industrial design, animation, illustration, etc. I myself have been involved in pen displays for over 15 years. Now we're a truly global company with people in multiple countries, and all of them bring their own unique perspective to our company and to our products. We love building relationships and collaborating with artists and other industry leaders. And that's what makes us better, and it makes our products the best they can be. We'll talk later about what that looks like. You might be wondering about the name. Well, Xencelabs is derived from two ideas. One is sense, in terms of human senses, and the other is laboratory, which is a place for experimentation and innovation. And we want our products to work well in both ideas, in senses, where artists are specialists, and in laboratory, where we bring the technology. Our goal is to create tools that are intuitive, tools that artists will love. We want our drawing tools to adapt to the artist. We want them to feel like a natural extension of the artist and of the drawing process. We are very passionate about this. Our design philosophy is a major part of what underpins our brand philosophy of create what you dream. For example, when we design a product, the first thing we do is we talk to artists. We learn what they like about existing products and what they don't like. We make mock-ups, many mock-ups, and prototypes, and we get feedback. We then make modifications to those prototypes based on the feedback, and we show them back to artists until we have a great feature set. Now, we can't always do everything, as the cost might be too high or technically not possible, or perhaps only a few artists want a particular feature, but we try to find a balance to please the majority. Our innovations are typically a result of solving artist problems, which fall into roughly 4 categories: drawing performance, drawing comfort, productivity, and inspiration. We want our products to inspire our artists, so we put a lot of attention into the design of them. Now, to non-artists, the innovations might seem small, but it has a big impact on artist productivity and comfort. For example, the significantly reduced glare on our pen displays. There's nothing worse for eye strain when working on a display that's reflecting the ceiling lights or the light from a window. To a non-artist, that might seem minor, but to an artist who's spending all day looking at a screen, it's not a comfortable way to work. Artists spend years developing their workflow, and the last thing we want to do is to force artists to change to adapt to our products. We want to be adaptable to the artist. Now, on the other hand, if you talk to 10 different artists, you might get 10 different answers. So what do? Well, it means we want our products to be flexible in adapting to the artist. For example, some artists have got large hands and some have got much smaller hands. So we provide 2 different sizes of pens. Some artists really like shortcut buttons, as many as you can get, but some prefer to just use the keyboard. So that's why we have what we call the quick keys, and we'll talk more about that later. Ergonomics are also really, really important. A professional artist can spend 12 hours or more a day working on a project when they're under deadline. And that causes, when you're hunched over something or you're not moving around much, you can get all kinds of back problems and neck and shoulder issues and so on. So we want our tools to let the artist be comfortable, however they want to work. So one example, of course, is the pens we just mentioned. Another would be multiple stand options, so the artist can interact with the pen display as they prefer, whether it be on an arm, or whether it be something light and mobile, or whether with more tilt angles, perhaps on a desktop. Something we've heard from artists many, many times is that it's frustrating when they buy a product only to realize they've got to go out and spend a ton of money to buy an additional component to make it work. So we include everything we think the artist will need out of the box. Now that doesn't mean that every product has every accessory we make, but we will include everything that we think is needed for the intended purpose of the product. We know that artists are usually on a deadline, and if the product stops working, business stops. So the quality of the product and attention to detail is something we spend a ton of time on. For example, in our new product, we spent a week having spirited discussions on how to make our USB-C port extremely robust. We knew it's one of the most critical components of a mobile product because it's going to be constantly plugged and unplugged and plugged and unplugged, and it'd be an opportunity for failure. So we didn't want that to happen. Aesthetics are also very important to us, as we want the artist to feel inspired when they use our products. We want them to be proud to use our products. And when you see the Pen Display 16, hopefully you'll find it enjoyable and that we accomplished this goal. Since we opened our doors in 2019, we've been winning awards and getting great reviews. And I encourage you to take a look on social media to see what people are saying. We started with pen tablets, including different sizes and colorways, with last year seeing the addition of the Pen Display 24. Today we're excited to announce the upcoming release of our new 16-inch digital display, which has already won a prestigious IF Design Award. Before we get into more details about the Pen Display 16, Tony Bancroft, a friend of Xencelabs and a well-known animator and illustrator, has a few words.
Hello, fellow artists, animators, digital artists, creatives. I'm Tony Bancroft. I'm an animator and animation director. I've worked at Warner Brothers, I've worked at Disney, Sony, you name it. Most notably on films like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, the OG, Lion King, and yes, I co-directed Mulan as well. I also worked on Space Jam: A New Legacy more recently. So I'm here and I'm really thrilled to be with Xencelabs as their product experience expert for the launch of their new Pen Display 16. But first, let me tell you, as an artist, I'm all too familiar with all the frustrations that come from just being creative in this digital world and having different displays out there. But thankfully, Xencelabs, they understand the artist, and they've channeled so much of that understanding into the development of this new product, Pen Display 16. A solution born from first-hand experience with the challenges that artists face, artists like me. So picture this, okay, you're an artist and you're hunched over this clunky, cumbersome tablet. It can be really large, it can be super heavy, and you're tethered to all these different kind of myriad of tangled wires at your feet. I've literally tripped over wires trying to get up from a tablet like that. And trying to be precise in a situation like that and forget mobility, it just doesn't exist. Creating art in this scenario feels like a laborious process. It can hinder my creativity and really limit me because of the tools at hand. So artists like you and me, we want something better, right? We want a tool that can keep up with the feelings of creativity and the frustrations of being restrained and adapt to ever-changing environments and being on the go. Empower us to create without these kind of constraints. Well, this is what I love about my Pen Display 24. From Xencelabs. It has everything that I want as a creative artist because they've really worked hard on this surface here. It's that etched surface that provides more of a paper to pen kind of texture. It doesn't have any glare to it, It's smooth, and it also has the pressure sensitivity that I need to make accurate line work. 4K resolution, color reproduction, and pin tilt accuracy, they're so impressive in the workspace. I need that kind of accuracy when I'm doing fine animation, fine illustrations that are going to be used on the big screen. So while using this, I thought, I wish that I could have a pen display that is more on the go, more portable. I need that kind of ability to be able to get up, take it anywhere, and enjoy creativity, maybe just slumbering on my couch even. But certainly getting on a plane, going somewhere and doing jobs, I need that kind of mobility. This can't offer that to the length that I need it. So what I like is my friends over at Xencelabs, their newest innovation. So they created the Pen Display 16, and that's why I'm here to talk about it. It's a sophisticated device, and it takes all of what I love about the Pen Display 24 and puts it in a smaller, more portable Pen Display 16. 16 inches of fun on the run is what I call it. It's a game changer in the animation industry and a beacon of portable innovation. Please join me in enjoying the Pen Display 16, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Tony. And now we'd like to introduce to you the Pen Display 16. In the next few slides, we'll talk about the things that make the Pen Display 16 a wonderful solution for artists. Mobility was really the design center for the Pen Display 16. We wanted the experience to be pad-like, so you could use it on the desk or you could use it in your lap. It measures just 12 millimeters thick with a flat profile, so there's not a wedge shape on it, to facilitate its use in portrait or in landscape. It weighs only 1.2 kilograms, which is about 2.67 pounds. Now, a very important aspect of it is single cable connectivity. Having one cable allows the product to be much more flexible and much more usable. Most modern laptop computers are compatible with this via a USB-C cable, which support alt mode and 15 watts of power. It also comes with a lightweight and foldable mobile easel, the stand, that has 2 tilt angles. And it comes with a carrying case which holds everything, cables, the whole thing. And you can also fit a smaller laptop inside. The drawing experience is a critical aspect of the product. It can be mobile, it can have great accessories, but if the drawing experience is no good, then the product is no good. So this product has an etched glass screen which has been carefully designed to provide the right amount of friction. It's uninterrupted edge to edge, which means when you're drawing, there's nothing to get in the way of your hand or to get in the way of the pen. And the surface is just beautifully designed so it allows the hand to glide smoothly across the screen. This, of course, gives superior pen control. Now, for the lightest of touch, the initial activation pressure can be as low as 3 grams. The maximum is up to 500 grams. So one of the things we needed to do is create a pressure curve that connects the two. And we wanted it to be tuned so it's particularly responsive. We gave a special driver to many artists so we could measure the typical pressure levels that most artists use. And that enabled us to really create those curves to be very responsive. There's 2 types of nibs included. One is standard, the other is felt. And these deliver a drawing feel that's very similar to traditional media. The pen display uses OLED technology, and that gives brilliant color, absolutely stunning image quality. It's a 4K display, and it has over 1 billion colors. It's also optically bonded. One of the beautiful things about OLEDs is they have a very high contrast ratio, and this gives really deep blacks. It also has exceptional glare reduction using our Super AG etching, which provides superior clarity in brightly lit environments or where there's overhead lights. We also have 5 industry standard color spaces that are pre-calibrated in the factory, and they're selectable from the driver, which makes it very convenient. And that includes Adobe RGB, P3, sRGB, Rec 709, and Rec 2020. Productivity is, of course, something that's really important, and we've included the remote control with programmable shortcut keys, which we call quick keys. And that allows up to 40 customizable functions per application. It has a display on it, and you can see which button assignments are active at any given time. And those button settings will switch automatically when an application is activated with the pen. It also has a physical dial with 4 function modes that can be used for all kinds of things like zoom, rotation, brush size, etc. And you can share settings with other users. Artists often work in multi-screen setups, and our virtual tablet mode enables control of multiple screens using the pen. So instead of having to switch from your pen to your mouse, say to control a palette on another screen or select an object on another screen, with virtual tablet mode you can do it all with the pen, and this saves a lot of time. On the screen you can see there's a gray area, and that gray area is mapped to the other displays. And then if you go to the corner of one, that's the corner of that particular display. Now the driver is very intuitive. We spent a lot of time on the driver, and the settings panel really makes it easy to customize the quick keys, the pen pressure sensitivity, the pen buttons, and much more. And we really update it regularly, both in response to changes in operating systems, but also based on customer feedback. If we get enough feedback that customers want a certain capability, then we'll add it. And we really see the driver as being an integral part of the product and delivering some of the functionality. Ergonomics are an important aspect of any product designed for professional artists. As we mentioned earlier, artists can spend hours when they're under deadline. So this particular product features a symmetrical design, enabling comfortable use whether in landscape or whether it's in portrait orientation, as well as if you're a left-handed or a right-handed person. Now, we do have a thin bezel on this product, and we think a bezel is really important because it allows you to, as a place to steady the hand when you're trying to select menus or objects that are close to the edge of the screen. And it lets you rest your hand there. If you have to hover because you don't have a bezel, it means you've got to use muscle strength. And over a period of time, if you're doing that for hours on end, it can get quite tiring. It's also important for those artists who like to draw from the elbow and have a stroke that has a follow-through. Same thing, if there's no bezel, your hand kind of falls off the edge of the screen unless you use muscle power, again, being tiring over a period of time to stop your hand from falling. We also have 2 pens of different sizes to accommodate different hand sizes. And of course, it's completely silent. We have a fanless design, and we use aluminium on the back housing to provide strength while being thin and lightweight. The Pen Display 16 is designed to be used with a single USB-C cable, but some artists, particularly those with desktop computers, might need HDMI or DisplayPort. So we provide what we call the Xencelabs hub, and that gives that kind of a connectivity, but it still maintains a single cable experience. Now the hub, when it's connected to wall power, also provides additional brightness of up to 300 CDs per meter squared. Coming in the summer is an optional accessory that we call the desktop easel. Now, we wanted to give enhanced capabilities when using the product on the desktop. So what this gives is a full range of tilt capabilities, so it's a proper stand. It gives you portrait or landscape. When you're close to the edge of the desk, you can rotate it. And it also has visa capability, because we know a lot of artists like to use arms, so you can attach it to an arm. Now, one of the things we've done that I'm particularly proud of is we have a quick release function. So with an arm or something like this, normally you've got to use a screwdriver to fasten in the screws. With this, you don't. We have a quick release function that lets you very quickly take it off the stand and off you go to be wherever you need to be. The Pen Display 16 comes in 2 SKU variants depending on your needs. First is the Pen Display 16 bundle, and that contains everything that we've been talking about already. But we also have the Pen Display 16 Essentials, and this is intended for those who just needs the basics of mobility and laptop connectivity. For further details on availability and pricing, please check with your local reseller or the Xencelabs website in your region. Thanks for joining us today. We were excited to share our new product with you and to see what amazing creations you will produce.